Hello, I am here to talk about why the hell it is so hard for our generation to date and to find love. And I know I'm not the only one because people have been talking about this, and also none of my friends are in relationships. Not one. The fact is, a lot of people are not in relationships. A lot of people haven't found love, never been in a relationship. And I just want to know why. Like, what are we doing wrong? Or what is going on for us to have this phenomenon in our culture as of now? Firstly, I want to mention dating apps. So for context, I am a new university student. I go to university in Europe with a lot of international people, and we were all like, okay, let's try out dating apps. No success, no bitches, no hoes, nothing. I'm kidding. But it just like, it's not clicking. Something is not right. I've only gone on one date because also I was gonna go on like 2 dates more. Men just ghosted me, didn't say anything. I was like, I whatever. But I've only gone on one date, and the boy was cute. He was nice, he was sweet. But I went on the date, didn't feel anything. Nothing else happened, and I was just like, I don't like meeting people through social media or through like dating apps. It just, to me, maybe for some people it works, but to me it just doesn't feel genuine. It feels like a game. A lot of people have talked about is dating apps are literally a game. You're like, yes, no, yes, no. Like that's just not how you meet people. It's weird. I don't know. So I'm like, so dating apps don't work. And it's hard to accept, but apparently that's the new trend. That's the new norm that our generation has to follow when it comes to dating. No more meeting people in person. You have to go to a dating app. Have tried it, didn't like it. What is next? What's next for me? Then we will say, okay, go out and meet somebody. But let's be realistic here. Where do you meet people? Go to a club, people say. Go to a bar, people say. Go to the street. But like everybody, at least in the clubs, at least in the bars, they're all interested in one thing, and that one thing is not human connection. And personally, I just want to vibe with somebody. Vibing with people and vibing with people is so nice. Or like just like talking to somebody and having a good conversation is great. And like you don't even realize it until you have one and you're like, damn, I haven't had this in so long, without expecting anything in return. Just like getting to know somebody without any pressure. And I don't think the current dating world right now is like that. At least on dating apps, imagine like you go into the date with so many expectations. You're like, yeah, I need to find a boyfriend. You go in with so much pressure on the connection that it just doesn't feel genuine. It just doesn't feel nice. It's not like, oh, it just genuinely happened. We just genuinely fell in love. There's absolutely zero way you can do that with a dating app, at least in my opinion, because you already go in with the expectation that the person is going to be your soulmate, that the person is going to be your boyfriend, that the person is going to be your girlfriend. So I don't think we're doing this dating thing right. When it comes to meeting people in person, it just feels, at least for me, it feels like everybody is like closed to new connections when you go out. Everybody's just with their own group. They don't want to talk to anybody. They just want to have fun with their friends. So like if you're actually trying to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, what's up? La, da, da, da. Like I would say, at least where I live, it's not very like open-minded and be like, oh, I want to meet you. I want to get to know people outside of my friend group from the people I've encountered. Maybe I'm going to the wrong places. We have few places to go, or few places we go to where we can meet people just for meeting them, just for the sake of meeting them, not for the sake of having a relationship. Okay, hear me out. I'll be quick. I also missed saying a point that is like, I think nowadays there are so many rules around dating, and like how women and men, like for heterosexual relationships, interact. It's like you have to play hard to get. Don't text back in this amount of time. Put red nails so he thinks you're cuter. Dye your hair brown because if you're blonde, then they will think that you're easier and funner. Like you will get more men if you're blonde, but if you're brown haired, they think you're more serious. Oh my god. And I think it's mostly for girls. Like at least on TikTok. TikTok has really changed the dating scene, in my opinion. It's like there are so many rules right now. There's so many like little in between the lines things that say like you have to act like a bad bitch, like you have to put your dark feminine on display when you're going out with people that you're interested in dating. Like, what happened to just like meeting someone because you like them and not having so many fucking rules? And it's kind of overwhelming. And a lot of people just like go by them. And not only for girls, as I said before, but only like for guys too. Like Andrew Tate, you think this man is not giving them like dating advice? You know, like those like alpha male posts on TikTok that are like, don't don't say she's pretty because everybody else is telling her she's pretty. So if you don't tell her she's pretty, she's not gonna think you're a simp like the other boys. They're getting these messages. We're getting different messages. We're getting there's so much going on, and there's so many rules, and I just don't like. Like, let's just be for real. I just wish, at least from a heterosexual perspective, I guess, that the two genders talk to each other more without any expectations. There's so many like rules nowadays, like, oh, men have to find me hot. Oh, women have to find me hot. Oh, women are hosts. Women, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Shut up. Let's just like talk to each other. Like, I don't think women and men talk to each other. I'm not really well versed on any of these social issues currently in 2023. However, I just believe that we should all, in general, no matter who you're attracted to, what gender you are, I don't care. We should all be like way more open to meeting each other. But it's something in the air that people of my generation, I believe, are not finding love. It's just weird. But I have a glimmer of hope. Look at what happened the other day. I went to this bar and I saw this boy and he saw me and we just started talking and it was so nice, man. Like, I actually could talk to somebody and feel attracted to them and appreciate their personhood, and it was just great. I loved having that conversation. It was beautiful, and I actually had hope for the future of like, oh, this could actually happen. I could actually meet somebody in person, not through a dating app, and actually feel something and meet somebody. Bad news is that this person lived in a different place, so nothing could happen. But at the same time, it's just like, it just really like gave me hope, I guess, to like not be sad about not finding a connection right now, even though the landscape right now is tough. Don't get me wrong, it's tough. You can still do it. We just had this great talk, and we confessed our like appreciation for the other person and being like, wow, you're such a great person, I'm so glad I met you. Like, it was the cutest little interaction I've had, and it was such a good talk. I learned about him, he learned about me. We just had this nice ass conversation in a fucking bar, and I was just like, yes, I can find somebody. I can find people in real life. I'm just here to give you hope. To give you hope that you will find somebody. Hi besties, I am back. And I just want to also say it happened again. I met another boy. Beautiful, beautiful conversation in a club. I know, crazy. He also lived in another country, so that's good. I met him and it was a great conversation, great talk, another glimmer of hope. We actually plan to hang out again. I know he said he lives in another country, but it's confusing. Okay, it's confusing. It's a confusing situation, but here again, I give you hope from me and myself and I. I found two people in the span of 1 month. But how did I do it? I talked to people. I actually went ahead and talked to them and approached them with my voice. Yeah, let's hope it happens again. But right now, I'm very much more hopeful about it happening. However, one of these guys, I'm not gonna say who, follows the rules of dating in modern society. It's like stressing me out, so I'm not gonna think about it anymore. I can find somebody else who actually lives where I live for once. But there's hope. Like, there, you can actually talk to people in person. It's great. I say it's such a beautiful experience, and even if it doesn't go anywhere, sometimes if they live in another country, you still can value those moments and be like, wow, I don't need a fucking phone to talk to somebody and actually be so interested and feel like, wow, I see you, you see me, we have a connection, I can feel it, you can feel it. Like, great. Because dating apps, we know it's not working. We know it's not working. People ghost you, people leave, people use you for sex. People are not okay on dating apps. Nobody's okay in general, but dating apps are not working. It seems like everybody's interested in like this instant gratification. We're like overwhelmed with options. I don't see my options anywhere, but apparently people are. Apparently, I've heard. I've heard, but it's just a very weird moment in life right now. It seems like also the media paints this era to be like very sexualized. Like we're all expected to be dying to have sex with somebody, or like we're all like so horny all the time, which I don't think is fucking true. Personally, top thing I'm looking for, and I think everybody is looking for a connection. I don't think we're as sexualized as we're painted to be by the media, at least our generation. Like you see shows like Euphoria, I don't fucking know, but apparently we're so sexual we can't hold our pussies together, which I don't think is true. I don't think that's true. I think we're very interesting people. It's like people are very interesting, but I think the era we're living right now doesn't let us really like explore all the possibilities we have. Because when you talk to somebody out of nowhere and you don't expect anything from them, it's so magical. The media is so sexualized. We're expected to be horny all the time. We're expected to want sex all the time and want to make out with everybody in every party we go to. Bro, this pressure is I don't feel pressure. This pressure is too much. It's just like, can we just chill for a minute and have a coffee? Can we have like a coffee place that is meant for you to meet people? Like just a coffee place, not even a bar. Somewhere you go to like at 4 p.m. and that's where the party's at. And you're just like, hey, what's up? Like, I want to meet you. Like just a fucking evening time where you get to know people. Not like going out to party and dressing all like booby and shit. I mean, that's fun. But sometimes, like to find a relationship, we all know people in the club are not there to find somebody. At least the ones I've encountered. So I think we should just get off dating apps and have the courage, yes, to meet people in person. I am back to this conclusion. We have some issues. These issues are dating apps and technology and how they affect how we form relationships. We've gotten used to how easy it is to just go on your phone and be like, yeah, no, without never facing any like human rejection. So humans always go the easy route and they're like, why would I go out of my way, talk to somebody in person and get rejected and feel the shame all over my body? If I could just go online, pa 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 pa. And why are we so scared of rejection in the modern world? Like a lot of people, including myself, go to dating apps or have gone to dating apps because of this fear of rejection in real life. Like you would never catch anybody dead speaking to somebody like in person. Like that's so rare nowadays. And I think part of it, let's connect it back to the rules I talked about. There are so many rules in dating and expectations that it makes people feel like, if I'm not like ripped, jacked, if I don't have this perfect body and a fattest ass in the world, and if like my hair is a different way, and if I don't dress this way, they're gonna reject me. And people are so judgmental nowadays because of all these rules, including myself. I'm like, okay, that's a nick. Okay, that's a red flag. Blah blah blah. Like there are so many like extremist rules and things that don't capture the nuance of humanity and of humans as a whole. So like, of course people are going to go the easy route and go to a dating app where they cannot face like that rejection so deeply, because I think the dating scene nowadays is so judgmental. And it's like, as soon as you do this, you're out. As soon as you do that, you're out. I just think there are so many rules, and these rules have created such a rigid and judgmental dating scene that all we have left is dating apps. But dating apps are not working. So my conclusion, the problem is that we have to be less judgmental of people. Let's like be kinder to each other. I think that's how. And is that gonna happen? I don't know. It's also the internet makes people very extreme, but I think people are realizing this now. I've seen a lot of videos about like, oh, technology and how we're extreme. Yeah. So maybe I think we will calm down. I think we will be better in a few years, because we're now like always talking about the bad side of how social media has affected our viewpoints and our way of living and how we interact with each other. So in a few years, I think we'll be fine. But this just to add to the conversation and just the message, like be kinder to each other, be more. I think, of course, you're being treated badly in a dating situation. Don't settle for that. But like, I think we should like stop thinking so black and white when it comes to dating or in general. Be like, okay, that's a nick. I don't want that. That's a nick. That's a red flag. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just be like more like see the human for the human, not like for the idea you have in your head of what social media has told you that you need to find in a boyfriend or a girlfriend. But also, let's talk about how sexual the media is and how I think a lot of specifically men are expected to be like so sexual all the time, and that also like kind of fucks everything up, like fuck boys, and just like the dating scene is also like, oh, let's hook up, and I'm never gonna talk to you again. Okay, we don't have to do that. I know we all want a connection, and all this in black and white and thinking and like hypersexual media is not helping us. Yeah, that's my conclusion. I think it's pretty good.